Uh, Dear student, once again I am coming in front of you to teach you the certain thing remaining study. We have discussed study 3 law of chemical combination. Today I discuss the fourth one, that is law of reciprocal proportion. Now we see that take the 3 elements, carbon, sulfur and oxygen. Now when you take this carbon, sulfur and oxygen, carbon reacts with oxygen, sulfur reacts with oxygen. So here you can see that carbon and sulfur reacts with the same element, that is oxygen. Even you can observe that it forms the carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. So the ratio between the carbon and oxygen is 12 is to 32. In case of sulfur it is 32 is to 32. This one is 32 gram, 2 oxygen, so it is 16 to 32, 32, 32. 12 gram of this one and 2 oxygen, so it is 32. Now you can see 12 gram of carbon reacts with 32 gram. 32 gram of sulfur reacts with 32 gram of oxygen. Now carbon and sulfur reacts with the same amount of third element, that is oxygen. So once such phenomena appears, in that case what happens? The ratio between the participating first and second element, it has got a ratio, that is 12 is to 32. This ratio will be in the whole number ratio with the ratio when the carbon and sulfur reacts with the and forms the carbon sulfur. Now here carbon and sulfur also, first and second element, reacts with one another, form the carbon disulfide. And what is the ratio between the carbon and sulfur? That is 12, and this one 64, 32 there are two sulfur, so it is 12 is to 64. So much we are getting 3 by 16. So this is the ratio of carbon and sulfur when the carbon disulfide is formed. That means when the first and second element reacts with each other. At that moment ratio is 3 is to 16. Now when this carbon reacts with oxygen and sulfur reacts with oxygen. So 12 gram reacts with 32, 32 gram reacts with 32. So the ratio between the carbon and sulfur which reacts with the third element with the fixed amount, then it is 12 is to 32. So it has got 12 is to 32. So we have got 3 is to 8. Now these two are ratio of the same element but in different condition. These two are the ratio of the same element, carbon and sulfur, but the situation is different. This ratio of carbon and sulfur is when the carbon disulfide is formed, a particular compound is formed, that is 3 is to 16. But this ratio of carbon and sulfur, it is not a there is no combination carbon sulfur here, but it is here where that 12 gram as well as 12 gram of carbon and 32 gram of sulfur both reacts with the oxygen. So this is the different condition, that when these two elements reacts with the third element, that time the ratio between carbon and sulfur. So these two are the ratio of the same element but in two different situations. So according to the law of reciprocal proportion says that these two different ratio are in the ratio with one another. So if these two are related with one another, are in the ratio of one another in a whole number, it has got whole number ratio. So now we'll find out the ratio of between these two. 3 is to 8 is to 3 is to 16. The ratio, so 1 by 8 is to 1 by 16. Mathematically we have calculated. 3 is removed. Now calculated, so it will be 16 is to 8. Now ultimately what we are getting, 2 is to 1. 2 is whole number, 1 is whole number. So this is the law of reciprocal proportion, that when the two elements react with the third element with the same amount, in that case the ratio between the carbon and sulfur when it reacts with the third element, and again the ratio between the first and second element when it reacts with one another, both ratio are in the ratio with one another in a whole number. So this is the law of reciprocal proportion. This law has no much importance in chemistry nowadays, but as for history we must study this one, so that is why I have given you the idea about it. Okay, thank you. Study. Now the next I am discussing the Dalton's atomic theory, that matter is made up of extremely small indivisible particle called atom. We know that matter is made up of extremely small indivisible particle, that is called atoms. That, but nowadays we know that atoms are divisible into electron, proton and neutron. electron, proton and neutron. So this first assumptions of the Dalton found to be wrong nowadays. Matter with those time sophisticated laboratory were not available. They have Dalton have no idea about the electron, proton and neutron. So that is the smallest particle. What he find that he said that it is the smallest particle and he named it as atoms. Now next is the atom of the same substance are identical in all respect. That means atoms of the same substance. Like you take the atoms of the aluminium only. Take the aluminium rod and get the lot of atoms and study each and every atoms of this aluminium. You will find that everything is same in all respects. That what we are finding it same. That the size of the atom same, shape of the atom same, mass of the atom same, chemical property of the atom same. Because all are aluminium atoms. You take the example of iron and compare the various atoms of this iron with one another. You will find all the iron atom have same size, all the iron atom have same shape, all the iron atom have same mass, all the iron atom have same chemical properties. So this is the second one. Even today it is correct. We are carrying out experiment, lot of experiment, but we are finding it the same thing which we have discussed. So second assumption is correct even today. Now the third assumptions we are talking, the atoms of different substances are different in all respects. Now compare the atom of iron and aluminium. Atom of iron and aluminium. So atom of iron and aluminium have different shape. Atom of iron and aluminium have different size. Atom of iron and aluminium have different mass. Atom of iron and aluminium will have different chemical properties. So it is known to everybody that it is different. So the third one is also correct even today. Now the fourth one, what he said, that atom is the smallest particle that take part in chemical reaction. Even today we know that the smallest particle which take part in chemical reaction is nothing but atom. And even the Dalton was said all those times when there were no laboratory. So fourth one is also correct. Now the fifth one, atoms of different element may combine with each other in a fixed, simple and whole number ratio to form the compound. Yesterday we have discussed law of chemical combination, law of fixed proportion, law of multiple proportion. In that we have studied that we take the example of two different atoms like hydrogen and oxygen. When this hydrogen and oxygen atom reacts with one another, interacts with one another, it forms water or hydrogen peroxide. When this hydrogen and oxygen interacts with one another in 1:8 ratio by mass, then it forms water. When this same hydrogen and oxygen reacts with one another in 1:16 ratio, then it forms hydrogen peroxide. That means when water is formed, then the ratio remains fixed 1:8. When the hydrogen peroxide is formed, the ratio remains fixed 1:32. These are things which we have discussed only in the previous video. So that means we know that atom reacts with one another in a fixed ratio and whole number ratio to form a compound. So even this fifth one is correct. Now the last one is atom can neither be created nor be destroyed. That means atoms are indestructible. Atom को हम तोड़ नहीं सकते, तोड़ फोड़ नहीं कर सकते हैं, उसको हम बर्बाद नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो तोड़ फोड़ सकते हैं लेकिन सॉरी तोड़ फोड़ लेकिन बर्बाद नहीं कर सकते हैं, उसको डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं कर सकते हैं और नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. फैक्ट है that even today we are not able to create any atoms, and even we are not able to destroy any atoms. So atoms neither be created nor be destroyed. Now how to confirm that this is even today correct? Yesterday we have discussed the law of conservation of mass. According to the law of conservation of mass, what happens? The mass of reactant is mass of product. That means mass remain constant during the entire process of chemical reaction. Mass remain constant. So how does mass remain constant? If the mass remain constant, that means atom remain constant. What does it mean? Mass is associated with atom. Mass is associated with atom. And mass never get changed during the chemical process. That means there must not be change in the atoms also. Agar if the mass of the atom get changed, then the new atom might get created. Suppose there is a decrease in the mass, then the new might have some atom got destroyed. But during the chemical reaction, there is no change in the mass. That means atoms, no new atoms are created during chemical reaction and no old atoms are destroyed during the chemical reaction. That is, atoms are indestructible. Atom can neither be created nor be destroyed. So this one is the law. So this one follows the law of conservation of mass. So even today, all the law of chemical combinations are followed by Dalton's atomic theory. That's why even today Dalton's atomic theory are relevant to us. So that is why we have to study only one assumption, that is the first one, that is incorrect. So we will remove this one and all other assumptions are correct. Okay, thank you very much. We'll meet you again. Take care.